Hello Glendale, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.
And you're watching the first episode of the Glendale 411.
Many have heard of Ozarks Food Harvest, but not many have heard of their Fresh Produce Center.
Sarah Snelson and I report.
The Ozarks Food Harvest Garden is to not only help increase donations of fresh produce through local donors like backyard gardeners through our Plant a Row program, but it's also to be able to grow our own. We have a great goal of being able to grow 10,000 pounds of produce out here this season. We've already reached over 7,100 pounds, so we're moving closer and closer to that goal of distributing at least 25% of the 17 million pounds that we distribute every year as fresh produce.
The purpose of this garden is to continue to provide more produce to our community members. Ozarks Food Harvest has a goal of 25% of everything being distributed being fresh produce. So this garden is a way that we're able to help meet that goal. Also to join with our partners, other farmers, area community gardens to make sure that we keep getting more local fresh food into the hands of those who need it.
So far this season, we have grown all kinds of things. We started growing, we grew through the winter for the first time this season. We also have grown some green beans and some tomatoes and cucumbers and beets and watermelon and squash. We try to keep the items that we grow pretty basic so that most anybody can identify it and be able to use it.
This year, this garden has produced over 7,200 pounds of produce. Much of that's going to senior centers. And then Harmony House is another agency that we deliver to, and anything that's not taken is sent out to one of our 28 counties that we serve. So we really try to push it out to those who will need it. Some of the sites here in town that we deliver to, they're feeding sites, so they have meals available for people who need to eat. And it kind of just goes straight into the kitchen, which is a cool process to see. So 7,200 pounds, boxed up, delivered out to the community, oftentimes straight into a kitchen where a meal's being prepared. Every kind of program that we do coming together to help bring awareness to hunger in our community. So for us, this garden is one way that we help address hunger by producing food and building the partnerships that get even more food out to those who need it.
Parties at the Park has held events at Farmers Park every week throughout the summer.
Audrey Mason and I have the story.
Parties at the Park is a series of family-friendly events that take place at Farmers Park every summer. We talked to event coordinator Valerie Rooney.
I work for Farmers Park and I'm their event coordinator, so I coordinate events, aka Parties in the Park, and several other events.
Parties at the Park welcomes everyone since there is so much to do, from eating at food trucks to playing games.
I like just the amount of different people that come out. The jumping fountains are great. The little kids run around and they have a great time. Having the Rescue One adoption events brings out all of the dogs and the puppies, and that always adds in a fun kind of twist.
Proceeds from these events go to a different organization every week.
All these businesses around here are supporting Rescue One today. You shop at any of these businesses in this complex, 15%. It's just 3 businesses, but shop at all of them anyway. 15% of the proceeds will go to Rescue One. Kiss on those sweet puppies as much as you can and never let them go.
We usually have lemonade, live music, dogs. It's a great time for anyone can come. It's a free event.
The events are held every Thursday night, and the locals keep coming back for the fun atmosphere.
I've been to every Parties at the Park. They run from June through August. So this year I've been to all of them.
We always hold the farmers market here as well on Saturday mornings. It's one of the largest farmers markets definitely in Springfield, and it's a good time to come out.
Even though the events have ended for this summer, they will reconvene in June of 2018.
In spring 2018, Silver Dollar City has something groundbreaking to introduce.
Michelle Lewis and Taylor Flick have the story.
Third time this month, and don't give me that outlaw mumbo jumbo.
This new coaster is going to break some records. We're really excited about that. So it's going to be the fastest spinning coaster at over 50 miles an hour. It's going to have the steepest drop for a spinning coaster with a 90-degree drop over 100 feet. It's going to have the tallest point. It's also going to have 2 launches, which is unique for a spinning coaster. It's going to have 3 inversions, so it's going to go upside down 3 times, and it's going to have a full vertical loop. Our main characters who's an inventor, and his daughter. They dream of this aspect of going back in time. And that's really where the story begins. Everything that you see is going to be in theme. We're going to have some really cool new features. It's going to be like you're going into a factory when you go into the queue line. And the way that Time Traveler fits in really with our theme is that Silver Dollar City's been taking people back in time since we opened.
We're all about great family experiences. So this is not something that's just going to blow your socks off, thrill you, and scare you. This is going to be something that the whole family can kind of enjoy as long as they're tall enough. The mantra kind of it is dream big and do good. So we're going to actually be rolling out a plan where we're encouraging folks to dream big and do good and kind of rewarding them with fun stuff from Silver Dollar City. Time Traveler is not only going to affect Silver Dollar City, but also the whole Branson market. Being our largest capital investment, it's $26 million. So it's almost double the size of anything else that we've put in one single year.
It's cool that it's right here in the Ozarks. It's going to bring a lot of people from all over the country, different continents, all over the world to come here. So it's going to have a lot of opportunity. Anytime that you add a new ride, it adds to the excitement because it's something that's new. We are all really excited. All of us that get the privilege of working at Silver Dollar City, it's really going to be a truly unique attraction.
It's been over 2 years in development now. We wanted something that was very unique. You cannot ride this roller coaster anywhere else other than at Silver Dollar City in 2018.
This summer, the Glendale debate team took students and teachers on a trip to a foreign country.
Caitlin West has a story.
Glendale regularly gives students the opportunity to travel internationally with teachers and their fellow classmates. The Glendale debate team tells us about their experience and what they learned.
This summer, the Glendale speech and debate team went to the United Kingdom, and we went to both Ireland, Northern Ireland, and then Scotland, and then London.
I think the advantages of traveling with school is there's definitely a lot of planning that goes into it, but with the tour group that we used EF Tours. We had a tour guide, so by the time we got there wasn't really anything that we had to plan. Everything was planned by our tour guide, like where we were going to stay, how we were going to get there, and what we were going to do.
Definitely you get a lot more information, and it's also a lot safer and cheaper. But definitely because you have a tour guide with you and you also have teachers, you get to learn a lot more and get kind of little inside secrets.
I'd say to describe my trip in a few words, it'd be exciting because I'd never flown on a plane before, and then I'd never left the country.
Overall, it was extremely informational and amazing. There was a lot of beautiful places to go and a lot of awesome things to see.
My favorite part of the trip was getting to take kids and expose them to a different culture. I thought it was really beneficial to kind of expand their worldview. I think a lot of them are going to benefit from what they're doing, particularly in the extended speeches and their debate events this year, having had that experience.
Channing Bullock values traveling with her teacher.
He obviously is very knowledgeable about world events, which helped a lot. And also because I spend so much time with him in the debate room, it was fun to see him outside of the classroom and outside of a debate tournament.
I hope students learned an appreciation for cultures other than their own. I also hope they kind of got a better understanding of history in terms of its length. A lot of times our students only see history as starting with George Washington, but it was good for them to see a church that's been there 500 years before, Washington was born. It was good for them to see a chapel that was built 500 years before Columbus found America. So I think it really broadened their conception of what history is.
Boys, move over. Girls are stepping onto the field.
Emerald Davis and Hannah Martin report.
The Glendale football team welcomes new players every year, but one player in particular is not quite like the rest.
It kind of all started when my boxing trainer was training my mom. The trainer told me that I couldn't do it because of my age. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And I switched gyms to Smitty's Midwest Boxing Gym, and I'm 6-0 undefeated with a national title now. I remember them telling the whole school at Hickory that girls could not play. And I took offense to that, so I was like, you know what, watch me. And I went out there and I played just as hard as the guys.
We see no difference in gender on the football team. We just see football players, we see young kids that have a lot of potential, and we want them to reach their full potential and increase their self-esteem and to have them feel like they're a part of something special. She does overcome a lot of adversity because there's not a lot of other girls that play football, but yet she's still willing to put in the time and commitment and effort to be a part of the team.
I actually don't feel any extra pressure for me being a only girl on the team. I just do what I always do.
She is the only girl on the football team, and sometimes that can be hard to fit in with everyone else because there's some differences there, but at the same time, I haven't seen her struggle at all. She's been there every day, and she comes to work hard just like everyone else. So I think she's handled it very well, and we're excited to see where she goes in the future of football.
You don't see many girls going out there and doing what I do. Girls are more than we seem.
Thanks for watching.
Check out our social media at the Glendale 411.
Signing out, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.